Impeachment. It's a topic you may hear a lot in the news, but is not always explained exactly what it means, and I think there's a lot of confusion out there about it. So let's talk about what it really is so you can understand what this process is and what it actually means. So impeachment is a formal charge against an official. So think of impeachment almost like being charged with a crime. It is not the actual trial itself. Impeachment is just, well, we'll say it's the House of Representatives because that's where it starts. It is the House of Representatives saying, we believe you have done these things that are wrong and that qualify for impeachment. Impeachment is a power or a check, if we think about checks and balances, given to Congress, and it's a check over the other two branches because presidents can be impeached and so can judges. So this is a way, even though Supreme Court justices serve for life, technically they can be impeached if they do something Congress feels is an impeachable offense. And as always, this power comes from the U.S. Constitution, so where we always try to look back at the U.S. Constitution as the source of power for the government. Impeachment is not an automatic removal from office, though. It's a two-step process, so let's look at what that means. Impeachment starts in the House of Representatives. It only requires a simple majority for an impeachment to pass through the House. And right now, did some quick math, and 435 divided by 2 means that they need 218 votes in the House to impeach someone. And that's it. If we stop right there, that person is impeached. But they are not removed from office. It just means they've been impeached, meaning House of Representatives saying, you've done some things that are wrong, and we think you probably should be removed, but we don't actually get to do that. So who does? The U.S. Senate. So it goes to the other part of Congress, and it takes 2/3 of the Senate to vote to convict the official based on those impeachment charges. And if 2/3 of the Senate agrees, then that person is removed from office. So this is the actual trial. Now you may sometimes think the Supreme Court is involved. That is only because if a president is being impeached, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court presides over this trial in the Senate. But they don't have any actual say in what happens. It's a power given to Congress only. So the House impeaches, and then the Senate can vote to remove that person from office. Who has been impeached, you may ask? Over time, 14 federal judges have been impeached. 8 of those then removed from office by the Senate. So that does happen to the judicial branch. Now let's look at what you usually hear about in the news, the executive branch and impeachment. We're talking about the president. Okay? Impeachment has happened before for presidents. Andrew Johnson was impeached in 1868, but not removed from office by the Senate. The Senate came one vote short of removing him from office, so it was very, very close. Bill Clinton was impeached, but not removed from office. They did not have the votes in the Senate to remove him from office, even though he was impeached by the House. Richard Nixon, and this is where a lot of confusion happens, Richard Nixon not ever impeached. He did leave, though. He resigned his office because he saw he was probably going to be impeached. So he resigned and gave up the presidency before that could happen. So it is kind of confusing. The 2 presidents who have been impeached were not removed from office. The one president everybody thinks was impeached was not impeached, but did leave office. So I can see where the confusion comes from, but hopefully that clears up a little bit how that process works. If you have any questions about impeachment, what it is, how it's used, who has been impeached, just reach out to your government teacher, and thank you for watching.